I'm going to have this team to talk about their work here, and I'm going to hide this one. All right.
Thank you.
So good morning, everyone. We are Jjkt Project Consulting, and we are tasked with the repaving of Park, Beverly, and Hibbert Street.
I'm Jjkt. Just a little bit of background info about me is I have material and density testing at construction sites with soils and structures for one summer. I then worked on highway reconstruction projects down in Grand Rapids with MDOT for one summer, and most recently I worked for the consulting firm Fishback doing material and price estimates and design work in their transportation department for mostly MDOT work.
I'm Jordan Wheeler. I'm graduating with a degree in civil engineering with a focus in transportation and a minor in rail transportation. I did 1 year at Ram Maintenance of Way. I was a lead operator on shoulder ballast cleaner. And then I did a summer at Hanson Professional Services where I designed a rail siding for North American Coal and then mapped out the site of a proposed and current track layout for petrochemical plants. And then last summer, I interned at the Wheeling and Lake Erie Railway. I worked on a section gang, and I also worked as a track inspector. Some hobbies of mine include snowshoeing, hiking, shooting, and collecting vintage board games. And then I've also accepted a position at Norfolk Southern starting in June.
So my name is Kevin Tran. I'll be getting a degree in civil engineering. I came into this project with no prior experience, so all of this was kind of new to me. Some hobbies I had include skiing and hiking.
My name is Stewart. I'll be graduating with a general degree in civil engineering. Background, I had 2 internships with Alfred Finish Company. I was in Wisconsin and last year with Michigan. So some experience with inspection, material, of course, sampling, calculations, and other measurements in the pollen field. That was in Wisconsin, did some work on prepare beds. The rest of the work was in Michigan, so guardrail, pump strips, but patchwork, all that other work. I do have 2 other summer years of experience with the family business, so just drilling residential water wells and servicing existing systems. I do enjoy mountain biking, snowboarding, disc golf. I'm here back home, and then whatever sports going on at the time, basketball, volleyball, soccer. I've accepted a position with Canadian Pacific as a civil Jjkt. So I'll be starting there later.
So as an outline of our presentation, we'll be going over a quick project overview, the location of the project, important milestones we needed throughout the way, challenges that we faced throughout the entirety of our project, labeled map views of the streets that we plan to be talking about, the existing drawings as well as our proposed drawings and our proposed pavement designs as well. Our material estimates, our invitation to bid document that we created, and the construction and the cost and construction schedule of the project, and as well as our man hours. So for our project overview, our project will be taking place near Iron Mountain, Michigan. It'll be led by the Dickinson County Road Commission. The 3 roads we done with a crush and shape. Done as a crush and shape project where the existing asphalt layer is crushed and mixed with the aggregates below before repaving. Park and Beverly Street are classified as residential streets, while Hibbert Street is also a residential street. We classified it as a commercial truck route for our design calculations. Hibbert Street is actually bid as an alternate to Park and Beverly, meaning that it will only be done if there are funds remaining after the reconstruction of the other 2. And here, this is a picture of and location of the 3 roads that are about to be worked on. So at the beginning of our project, we had made a work breakdown structure. Throughout the course of our project, we were able to stay on track. These are the important milestones from our plan that we had made, and they include our pavement designs, our quantity takeoff, our AutoCAD, our Civil 3D drawings, our bid document submittals, and our cost estimates and construction schedules.
Some of the challenges we had throughout this project was using the American Association of State Highway and Transportation Officials Design Guide. Dickinson County uses the 1989 interim structural guide that none of us had ever had experience with before. But we were able to figure out how to use that pretty well. There was also the late addition of Hibbard Street to the bid package. It was originally on there, taken off, and then put back on there about 2 weeks before the bids were to go out. And then also the addition of sloped HMA curb and needing to put a special provision in the invitation to bid document. Here's a labeled map view of the project. There's Hibbard Street up on the north side, Park Street on the east side, and Beverly Street on the south. The red lines across the street are existing culverts, and the yellow lines along Park and Beverly are existing ditch lines. We also created some existing cross sections. Park Street is at the top, 10-foot lanes, 1 to 2 foot gravel shoulders. And then Beverly and Hibbard are in the bottom left corner, and those have 11-foot lanes and 1 to 2 foot gravel shoulders. Proposed cross sections, everything's going back as existing conditions, so lane widths and shoulders will remain the same width. We needed a third proposed section for Hibbard Street due to a different pavement design on it than Beverly is. And here's our labeled plan views with Park Street, all the call outs, so construction contractors know the important items to look for. Also created it for Beverly Street and same for Hibbard Street with all the labels.
All right, so here's our proposed pavement design. This will be for Park Beverly Street. So the existing soil conditions, I believe they were still the same below. Using that and that etched out 1989 structural pavement design guide. We found our design values. The minimum design standards for Dickinson County include 2-inch HMA, 6-inch aggregate base, and 12-inch sand cell base. Those are adequate to meet our design requirements. So minimum design standard will be used. And then this is Hibbard Street, the addition to the project. This is a commercial truck route. So the design will include 1.5-inch surface HMA, 2-inch leveling, 8-inch ag base, and 12-inch sand cell base.
Here's the drainage plan for Park Street. As you can see from the image, the existing ditch lines are in yellow. They flow towards the north, towards the top of the page before meeting up with the culverts, and then moving to the right side of the road and draining off into the woods that are over there. They're currently plugged up, so they do need to be cleared out. That is another big item that they had to add, is ditch clean out. And then here is the drainage plan for Beverly. There is there's no culverts to be replaced on this street, and then they will they'll flow to the west towards Pine Mountain Road before meeting up and then flowing draining into the golf course to the south. The materials that we estimated, we're doing a crush and shape project as noted. So on Beverly and Park Street, this is going to incorporate a 2-inch lift across the entire roadway surface. This eliminates the needs for material removal or disposal and recycling. And then we did include the additional line item for ditch clean out for the remainder of the affected areas and the installation of temporary silt fence and riprap to aid in material runoff and erosion control. And then there's going to be 11 driveway approaches that need to be affected, that are going to be affected by the construction. There's 8 HMA ones that will be replaced by the contractor, and then the concrete and 2 coarse gravel aggregate driveway approaches will be replaced by aggregate, and that those will be done by the Dickinson County Road Commission. And then we also had the additional line item of the HMA slope curves at the intersections of Park, Beverly, Hibbard, and Pine Mountain Road. And then all existing shoulders as well are going to be replaced by coarse aggregate road commission. There is a list of all the quantities that we used for our project. This was included in the bid document that we submitted to the Dickinson County Road Commission. And then on Hibbard Street, there's going to be the crush and shape as well. This is going to be a 3.5-inch lift. It is a 1.5-inch leveling layer that we're going to add in addition to a 2-inch surface layer. Again, this is going to eliminate the need for removal of material and disposal and recycling. And then there's 2 additional culverts that need to be replaced on Hibbert Street. And then we do have a gas valve that does need to be adjusted as well. There's 9 driveways that are going to be affected on Hibbert Street. 6 of them are HMA to be replaced by the contractor. 1 concrete and 2 coarse gravel aggregate driveways that will be replaced by aggregate approaches by the Dickinson County Road Commission. And then we have the gas valve adjustment and the additional HMA slip curves. And then here's just a list of the quantities that we had for Hibbert Street.
All right, here's our implementation to bid document. It does read, follows Dickinson County Road Commission's document fairly closely. They have items in there that they require for each project. So included in that are our proposal and specifications, just includes project details, and then technical specifications about the project. Instruction to bidders on how to submit bid, what's included in that, what to expect. Bid blanks for both Park and Beverly Streets and Hibbert Street. Again, those are separate. So the contractor, whoever's bidding, could be submitting 2 separate bids. And then they'll be at the discretion of the County Road Commission as to whether or not to include Hibbert, depending on the budget pricing. We have general specifications, what the bidder is going to be bringing to completion of the project. So it includes just contract terminology, all the legal stuff, what they're agreeing to, and payments. We also have our utility coordination notice, which lists the utilities that they're going to have to be coordinated. We have all the contact information listed there. Special provisions for this project. We have the HMA application estimate. Basically allows whoever's going to be doing this to substitute HMA material. They can use the LVSP or the EL. As mentioned before, we are having HMA curb slopes with special provision for that included. Ordinance asphalt for municipal use. Grants, as part of a grant opportunity, had us include this. It's basically allows the contractor to use an asphalt which can be transported at lower temperatures, making it more environmentally friendly. So we encourage that. And then also the temporary parking. Here is our cost estimate. You'll see we have our mobilization, earthwork, paving, traffic control, and utility work. Quantities here are a combination for both River Park and Beverly Street, now separated as before the links. These prices were estimated at the 2019 weighted average pricing. Comes out to a total of about 220,000.
So this is the construction schedule that we had made for the project. We estimated that it would take 3 weeks. This is including weather delays. These aren't actual dates. These are just when we know the project might start, and 3 weeks for the entirety of the project.
This is the man hours that we put into the project. We planned for 200 just as a baseline that Dr. you suggested. We ended up with 155, with the majority of that being before the 2nd week of March, having all the work to do to get the bid ready to be submitted. And then the second half was reports, estimating, and scheduling. And acknowledgements, Lance, the engineer for the Dickinson County Road Commission, that we worked very closely with to get the bid ready for submittal.
And those people that find us today.
Questions?
I do. You go back to your schedule. Yeah, so you really expect folks to work on 4th of July?
I didn't catch that earlier. We just selected a date when it just would potentially start. And yeah, that would definitely be a block out there and push it back a couple more days.
I appreciate you giving me the free gas to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, there were a previous one group mentioned about, we don't work on weekends, right? It's a good catch. Are there any other questions from audience? Lance, please.
You guys did a good job. You have I hate to tell you this, but 3 days prior to the bid opening, get a letter from the township and a phone call. Inwards in no matter what. So it's too late to make an addendum, but welcome to the real world. So it's real world works. You guys got accountant that right for 21 days. Contractor schedule was 14. Just last week, get another letter from the township, they're pulling out, and we'll go down to 2023. The actual bid was 331,000 and something. Price of asphalt, you guys can have your estimate. You do an estimate. Share, see it. Always put the unit pricing if you can, because a lot of people don't want to do the math for $3,341. Asphalt this year is freaking through the roof. Across the board on all our projects, we're around $100, $110 a ton. I told you guys use 80 or something. Well, guess what? I was wrong. But so you guys did a good job. Yeah, that was my really the comment was, the schedule 21 days. That's pretty good. Are you expecting to work week? I'm pretty sure you mentioned it because of holidays. Some years ago, it's worked into your plan is. Contractors don't work Sundays.
Yeah, we plan for just during the week, 8 to 10 hour days. And then, though, like you said, the 4th of July, we didn't catch that, but that would be out of there. And we also incorporated about 5 days for weather delays, just for contingency.
Yeah, I'd say, the original schedule we got was about 14 days for the whole thing. That's pushing it, but that's the contractors. But now, as of one day, it's on the table for this year. It's welcome to the world of real life engineers. You guys did a good job, and thanks for helping me get through this one. So.
Well, I think, on behalf of the team, I also appreciate your, willingness to walk us through the project with the team, because this is the actual project, no matter what is built this year or next year, you guys can always welcome to check it out, right? Are there any other questions? Last call. All right, no call, no other questions. Thank you, team. And please join me. Thank the team for the wonderful work and all the teams. All right. Hey, Craig. Thank you. Thank you very much.